humanitarian and the founder of the Mohanji International Foundation, a promoter of lifestyle of purity, non-violence, unconditional love, and selfless service towards fellow beings across all species. Welcome, Mohanji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks to Umasankar ji for inviting me. And thank you, Axel. And I heard Mikhail's and Dr. Preeti's presentation. Very, very impressive. Really touched. This is a beautiful meeting. And also, I feel that connecting to what Mikhail was telling, the great masters who brought forth Ayurveda, yoga, Vastu, all these people, they brought this out of their meditations. They never did any kind of experimentation outside. The person who wrote Kama Sutra, Vatsyayana, was a bachelor. He was a yogi. So everything you need in the external world can be found in the internal world. All the things you really need. But what happened for humanity in the last 150 years is that we started looking only outside. And we started experimenting on various beings. Millions of beings are killed, tortured. You know, there is a lot of suffering. As we speak, thousands and thousands of beings are being killed. And humankind believes that we have a right over them. We don't have a right over them. When we consider health, we are only talking about human health. But health simply means health of this planet. We are not separate from the planet. We as a human being is an extension of the universe. That we will know only when we really become a unit. When I say a unit, we have a body, mind, intellect, ego, and spirit should be connected as a unit together. When everything is unified, we become a unit. To become a unit, we have to be with ourselves. That's missing now because we are in the world of social media. We are not with us. We are with the entire world. Which world? What kind of world? World of duality, not world of unity. So masters have spoken time and again. All you have to do is to connect to yourself. You'll get everything out of that. So whatever we see in the external world has its root in our internal world. If this idea is not really understood, there is no invention which is substantial or stable. We have found various things, and also human beings are the only beings in this whole world who operate on intelligence and imagination, not just instinct. We also are operated by instinct. Instinct is what we are basically, like all other beings. The main instinct is survival instinct for all beings, not just human beings. But we have a higher intelligence, intellect, active intellect, and imagination, which caused all the creation. But what did we actually use this creation for? Destruction, profits. This is where we went wrong. Even now, with this COVID situation, I was discussing with a scientist in Netherlands, and he was telling me, Mohanji, do you think this is an automatic, natural thing? I said, no, this is totally unnatural. We have never experienced, humankind has never experienced something of this size. Then he said, okay, connect it to 5G and see, you will know. We are all frequencies. When our frequency is manipulated, disease happens. So our frequency, there is a factory setting for all of us. We are born with a kind of immunity and also the faculties to exist for a certain period of time. We have that inbuilt. We are born with it. But it's changed through medicines, through lifestyles, through various things. And then we complain we are unhealthy. I don't think there is a reason to complain at this point in time because we created our destiny. We do. Even normal life, birth and death are two pillars. And there's a thing called life in the middle. In this life, what you are is what you are expressing to this world. It is important. I think Mikhail touched upon this earlier. We need to have a consciousness shift. Then only we can talk about a future generation. It can be meditation, it can be kriya, it can be anything. That's a practice. I'm not talking about practice here. I'm talking about attitude. We got to have an attitude to give this earth in a better condition to the next generation. And we don't know how many people will be existing in the next generations to come. Because at the way we are going in an insensitive way, we cannot predict. But one thing we can know, that the past is obsolete now. We cannot depend on the past and say, okay, the same thing can be recreated in the future. Impossible. Past is finished. Yesterday is over. Today, what we can do and how we can give a better world to the next generation. This is our whole idea. To raise the consciousness to a great extent is very, very important. And how do you raise the consciousness? Every aspect that mankind has created can be used for it. It's beyond all man-made barriers. One consciousness, one generation. This is the only time when we can work on it. We cannot work in the future because it's not yet happen. Past, done, over. So right now we only have this time. And this time we are actually groping in darkness as far as this pandemic is concerned, I believe. Because as Mikhail said, I'll tell you a story. There was one great master standing and watching a tree. So one guy came and asked the great master, what are you watching? Then he said, there is one soul sitting on the tree and I'm wondering where he's going. What is his plan? And he was witnessing. And this guy could not see because he doesn't have that power to see. The master was watching. Then after a few minutes, they saw one guy totally drunk, almost falling down, getting up and walking. And soon after that, the soul left also. So both the people saw this man coming in, totally drunk, unconscious, almost unconscious, and going towards somewhere. And that provoked that soul sitting on the tree to leave. So this master told him, see, now that guy is gone. The guy sitting on the tree has gone. So this guy asked, where did he go? Wherever this other fellow went. The drunkard, where did he go? Same place this guy left for. So then he said, where is he going? Do you know? He's going to a brothel. So the inclinations or the interest of that soul was to accompany or go inside a soul who is in that orientation. This is exactly how we are conglomerating connections. Our orientation is conglomerating all the connections. So we have to change our orientation for something better. I spoke in a program just a couple of days ago. I said it's time we stop talking about rights. We are only talking about this is our right, that's our right. I said that's finished. Talk about responsibilities now. Human life is a responsibility. Every life is a responsibility. We have been indiscriminately destroying life. And even we were creating beings just for our gratification, like killing animals, babies, and many beings in the laboratories, even now, primates who have feelings, they have families. See, just like us, so many beings, they're all being disturbed and destroyed. When one thing which I wanted to connect to Mikhail's again, because one guy asked, if I become a vegetarian, is it good for me? I would say it's good for the world. 70 animals will be saved every year if you become a vegetarian. It's very good for the world. And also connected to other methane emission and all the other factors connected to it. I think that this is very good for the world if the whole world becomes vegan. I'm a practicing vegan, so I can tell this for sure. But that's not the point here. The point is about health. Health is an attitude. It's not an activity. We are only talking about how we can survive. We have to consider how this earth can survive. Yesterday was Earth Day. I said 3 things. Earth, motherhood, life, all put together is one. So this motherhood of earth has to be nurtured in such a dimension that all people are healthy. Means we should have connection with earth, we should feel earth, we should connect to all the beings of earth, and we should feel oneness with all. It's not human life at all. We are in a very small mindset when we talk about human life. We don't understand. We have to understand, like what one healer was talking to me. One guy got COVID, and he rescues a lot of animals, and he's got a farm. And this guy was not affected by virus. The doctors asked him, you contracted virus, COVID, but you don't seem to have symptoms, and you are fine. And then one healer said, all these animals are protecting him or connected. That connection has diluted the impact of a situation in him. This is reality. We must really look at the whole tapestry of earth. We have hands and legs. That hands and legs are extended to the entire world. Not just this world, the universe. Like an intergalactic master like Babaji will definitely talk about intergalactic state of our existence, which is true. Looking from another planet, we are not even in the size of an ant. We are so insignificant, but we have actually penetrated into oceans, to the skies, and on earth. In every level possible, we have paved path for destruction, and we have destroyed. If you take the last 150 years, what mankind has delivered to the world is absolutely catastrophic. In the name of profits, in the name of I don't know whether we can talk about development. I would say development is where you need nothing from the world. That's actual development. See, when the whole world was talking about haves and have-nots, and political philosophies were created out of it, in Bharat, in India, we had a group of people who could have had anything because they had the power, but they wanted nothing. And they gave themselves to this world. I think that's the kind of community we're looking at now. We should look for. We can have anything we like materially, but that's not the end. What we can deliver to this world every point in time, that's what matters. It amounts to Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, every yoga, all Raj Yoga, all put together. The path of service, path of knowledge, path of devotion, and path of liberation. Every path can be put together, but that's exactly what we should individually deliver to this world. And it's a bit late, but better late than never. I feel that the future generation, if we don't correct today, will not be better for sure, because we can take our history for that. We were a demanding nation or demanding generation that I want more, I want more. We elected governments or we elect people and say, oh, give us more. We will never ask, like I was telling this in Brazil. I said, if you are holding the passport of your country, you should talk about what you're giving to this country, not what you're taking from the country. That attitude has to shift. If attitude does not shift, I don't see that we will have a much better or much different set of, much different dimension we can look at. So this is very, very important. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I again thank Umasankar ji for inviting me, and to all of you for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohanji.
Thank you, Mohanji.
Thank you.